In this lecture, we are going to talk about context length and the parameters, number of parameters. So context length is basically about that how much at a time the LLM can process the input, how much at a time it can process the input to generate the next word. If you're talking about generative model, it is trying to predict the next word, right? So how much at a time it can process the input, the length of the input. So suppose here you have asked this question. Tell me something about LangLama. This is the question. So this is how many tokens we have. We have currently 6 tokens we have. Okay. And suppose this is already generated by this 2 tokens is already generated by the GPT, generative models. So the total size will be this one. Tell me something about LLama. So here, so this is the input. This 2 token is currently already generated. LLamas are, it is trying to predict the next word. So it will, this whole thing will be the input. Okay. This whole thing will be the input for the decoder model. Okay. So it will using this and plus this, it will try to predict the next word. So the context length will become 8. Okay. The whole current context length. So this is about, and the currently maybe the latest model have a much more context, but generative LLM has a maximum context length of 512 words. Okay, at a time to process the output to predict the next word. Okay, so it will predict this next word. So this will again become the total current. It is predicting this words. Now this will whole become the input to predict the next words. This is all about the context length. Okay, how much input it is using to predict the next word. Now we'll talk about the parameters. So GPT-1 was trained on 117 million parameters, number of parameter, and GPT-2 1.5 billion parameters. Here parameter means like what? Weight and biases. In neural networks, you know, there will be weight and biases. The weight and biases will change to predict the correct output. So that is, weight and biases are called parameters. GPT-2 was trained on 1.5 billion parameter. GPT-3 175 billion parameter. I think GPT-4 maybe 400 or something 500 billion parameters. So this is all about generative AI. This is all our paid models. This ChatGPT, GPT-4, Palm 2, Cloudy 2, Grok, Gemini. These are all paid models. These are all open source models. Open source model. This has been, LLama has different version of LLama, 7 billion parameter, 13 billion, 65 billions. These are all open source models. Okay, so this is all about the context length and the number of parameters. Here you can see the accuracy is also model performance benchmark also in everything. In human evolution, in math, you can see DeepSeek R1 has this much, O1 has math is higher. The O1 OpenAI O1 has higher accuracy in maths problem. Like this, you can see that. Okay, so I hope you understood about context length and the parameters, number of parameters. So thank you for watching.